November 10th, which is really November 9th, The Marvels comes out in theaters, the newest MCU film. And listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I liked Captain Marvel. I know it's the cool thing to say, oh, I did like Captain Marvel. Screw that. It was a good little movie. It wasn't top tier MCU by any stretch of the imagination, but it was a fine, entertaining little film. I love Ms. Marvel. Ms. Marvel, I think, is the second best thing that they've had on Disney Plus. And so I love her. I love Kamala Khan. I want to see this character more. And, so I'm looking forward to it. Do I think this is going to be a Marvel masterpiece? No, I do not. But I've been looking forward to it. Rob, I've had optimism. Well, that optimism, my friends, is gone. Because Marvel and Disney have just announced to the world that they have no belief in this movie, no faith in this movie whatsoever, because apparently we've now found out when the review embargo for the movie has been lifted, and it's the day before the movie comes out. The information going around, for instance, this is one of the posts online, that embargo dates for the upcoming The Marvels have just been revealed. Social media embargo lifts November 7th at 9 p.m., and the review embargo lists November 8th. Remember, the movie, it says the release date is November 10th, but that's really Thursday, November 9th is when it comes out. So the review embargo lifts on November 8th, the day before the movie comes out. Now, in some recent years, Marvel's had a couple of films where they had a later than normal review embargo. Doctor Strange, Spider-Man No Way Home. There were some big surprises they wanted to hide, but even then, those embargoes came 3 or more days before the movie came out. So you can't use the excuse, oh, they're trying to hide a surprise. You can't use that excuse. Because when they were trying to hide a surprise, even those movies had earlier embargo dates. And Rob, this is the thing that really makes it stand out a lot to me. We are currently in an actor strike, which means none of the actors can be out there promoting the film. And you're seeing the effects that's had on a lot of movies that have been coming out during this strike. When these movies have not been able to have the actors go out and promote the movie, it's had an impact. And I'm sure it's going to have an impact on the Marvels. But you would think, with the fact that they can't have Brie Larson and they can't have they can't have Samuel L. Jackson, they can't have any of the other cast out there promoting the movie, you would think that would make it even more imperative that they get some positive buzz out there, get people talking about this movie, because they can't have the cast out there on the late night shows promoting it. So you would think that if they had any belief in this film, that they would be having social media embargoes a week before the movie comes out. You would think that they would be having full review embargoes 4 or 5 days. You would think they would want every page of coverage they could get on every outlet, blog, podcast, YouTube channel, you name it, that they would be desperate to get that attention. And Rob, under those circumstances, it stands out so much even more to me that they're saying, nope, you can tweet about it 48 hours before the movie comes out, and you can't drop your reviews until the day before the movie comes out. Look, is it possible that this movie might be great and it's just some weird thing that they got going on there? They have some reason to release the review embargo that late in the game. It's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. It is possible that there's a perfectly logical explanation. But as an outsider looking in, Rob, this screams to me. This is Disney waving a big flag that says, we don't believe in this movie. And like I always say, Rob, to the studios, if you don't believe in your movie, why should I believe in it? I'm still going to go see this movie opening day. I like the first Captain Marvel. I love Ms. Marvel. We'll see how this goes. I'm still going to be there opening day. But Rob, I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you that this has really hit my expectation level for this film, because now my expectation levels has dropped a lot. I don't know. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Vessi. Now, you guys know I'm not exactly the most fashion conscious guy in the world, but I love a great pair of shoes that are comfortable and I can wear almost anywhere. And growing up in Canadian winters when my feet got wet a lot, waterproof would be nice too. Enter Vessi. They make the claim that they're not just fashionable and super comfortable, they're also waterproof. Now, you guys remember, when I got my first pair of Vessis, I put them to the ultimate waterproof test. I actually stuck my foot in my pool, my feet stayed dry, and the shoes stayed dry. Incredible. And they're the most comfortable pair of shoes I ever owned. Well, that made me want another pair. So I got another pair of Vessis that look great and just equal that world-class comfort that I got from that first pair of shoes. They are absolutely my favorite shoes that I've ever owned. Imagine your favorite sneaker style supercharged with waterproof technology and unmatched comfort. No matter how you like to stay active, Vessi has the shoes for you. Trail-ready high tops, effortless slip-ons, and classic court shoes, all with a waterproof twist. They are just as comfortable and stylish as your favorite sneakers, but even more versatile. So guys, if you're anything like me and you want the most comfortable pair of shoes that look great, that you can take out hiking, wear to work, go to the gym, or walk through the water and snow, go to vessi.com/Campea and get yourself a pair today. Go to vessi.com/Campea and get 15% off your order using the code Campea. You hear about this. What's your take on it? Do you believe, like I do, that this is them showing no faith? Do you think there could be an alternate reason for this? Where's your excitement level for this movie right now? How do you see it?
John, you know, I enjoyed the first Captain Marvel. It wasn't certainly an A-list Marvel movie, but I thought it was a serviceable science fiction superhero movie, and I enjoyed it. I didn't dislike it. There's nothing about this movie, nothing in the trailers that made me want to see this film. I still don't know what it's about. There's a woman, an antagonist who's, you know, attacking planets, whatever. To me, I'm like, what does this have to do with the larger Marvel universe? How is this? You've got three characters that one we met in WandaVision, one we met in Miss Marvel, and now we've got Captain Marvel. Well, we met her younger self in Captain Marvel, but okay, you put these characters together. How do they relate back to the other Marvel, the bigger Marvel universe? I have no idea. I have no reason to go see this movie as a Marvel fan. You've brought these characters back, but you haven't. So they're swapping their powers. But I think that the movie has an even bigger problem. Nia DaCosta, who directed this, directed a really small, actually a pretty good little independent movie, and then directed the Candyman update, and then was given this $200 million franchise entry. When had she ever shown that she could command this kind of a film and make it what they need? I mean, you know, when they were doing Thor, they hired Kenneth Branagh, who began his film career directing Shakespeare movies, Henry V, Hamlet. He made thrillers. He made Cinderella. I mean, he had a command of cinematic technique and language, bringing these fantastical properties to the screen. And they're hiring all of these directors that don't have that kind of experience to make this movie. And I just don't understand it. And then how did they not know as they moved along that they had a film that they clearly didn't believe in? And like you just pointed out, if they don't care about it, why should I?
I will say this though, Rob, like when you're stating about you got Nia DaCosta coming in, what had James Gunn done before he did Guardians that showed he could, or even more importantly, the Russo brothers who made You, Me, and Dupree? Like, what had they done to show that they could handle a massive tentpole blockbuster? I mean, Kevin Feige's taken a lot of risks with because, you know, Feige's philosophy is a good storyteller is a good storyteller. And I don't know that DaCosta is any different from what the Russo brothers were or what James Gunn was.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you love Slither.
Oh, love Slither. Right? Love it.
So I think Slither is a great film. Now, in terms of scale, I understand that it's hard to look at Slither, which was made for $3 million, and then say, let's put this person in charge. But what Kevin Feige saw in that was a total sci-fi fantasy thriller that combined humor and horror together in a very deft way. Nia DaCosta's Candyman, which I thought was pretty interesting. I have it. I bought the 4K disc.
Yeah, I didn't love it, but I liked it.
Yeah, but I don't think it shows the same kind of chops to make Captain Marvel that, say, Slither showed to make Guardians of the Galaxy. And I think that there's certain leaps, but you know, you might be right. Maybe Kevin Feige saw something, but clearly it wasn't working. It didn't work. It never worked. The trailers for this movie, you chose to tell this story.
It's hard to say because like you and I have gone on a lot about the ineffectiveness of the market. I think they put out that one trailer that you and I both liked quite a bit.
Yeah.
But their marketing campaign over that, you and I both know that it's not the director of the movie or the writers of the movie who make the trailers. That's a third party marketing company comes in and makes the trailers. Yeah. Sometimes they make good trailers, sometimes they don't. I mean, what I'm hoping for here is a Coco situation. I didn't think Up looked all that good. And I don't know if you saw it, but yesterday a new international trailer for...
I did.
Did you see it? I'll tell you what, they showed something that I thought they should have put in the first, because one of the best things about the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now to me is Kamala Khan and her family. And when they showed that scene in the trailer where, first of all, she's sitting there, the mom and dad are just sitting there talking to Captain Marvel, and they're completely unimpressed. Like, okay, yeah, that's nice. Where's my daughter? I'm like, holy crap, that's like all my Italian aunts. And then she swaps place with Captain Marvel, and she's like, want to tell me why Captain Marvel is running up and down in my house? Like showing stuff like that, showing the heart, showing some of that chemistry, showing some of that endearingness is something that they really last. Because I'll tell you what, for the most part, again, they had the one pretty decent trailer. For the most part, Rob, the marketing for this movie has felt very sterile. Like very sterile.
That's a good way to put it.
Showing no personality, forget narrative. Like they just haven't done a good job. And again, this brings us back full circle to considering that, and considering that you don't have your actors out there. The fact that you're holding off the review embargo until the day before, to me, is a big, big warning sign. Now, one of our viewers is saying, Lucci, I think his name is, said, John, I'm not liking this take from you. I'm sorry, but this is I am 100% consistent on this. I always say when a movie does not release its review embargo until the day before the movie comes out, 100% of the time I tell you that to me is a giant red flag. And guess what? While there are a few exceptions, 9 out of 10 times we're right. 9 out of 10 times when a movie doesn't release its review embargo till like the day before the movie comes out, and sometimes the day of the movie comes out, the movies end up being trash. So you may not like my take on this, but that is exactly how I feel about this for every single movie that has done this. So I don't know, Rob. Look, you and I, Rob, have both seen a lot of movies that had terrible trailers that we ended up liking the movie. What do you think the Marvels needs to do? I'm thinking it's a heavy infusion of that charm, of that endearingness, of that personality. What do you think this movie needs to accomplish to win over the audience when we go out to watch it eventually?
Well, on one hand, it does have to have that heart. It has to have that Miss Marvel heart. And I also think it needs to tie into the Marvel Cinematic Universe in some meaningful way. It has to show why these three characters were put together, and ultimately that the story, the adversary they're fighting, has seeing now they haven't other than the fact that there's another villain. That's what a comic book movie is. And they haven't given me, other than I guess the three of them changing their powers, some freak. I just look, maybe it'll surprise us all, but like you said, John. And this is not. John, this is also following a $1 billion grossing movie. And that
with Captain Marvel, like, right? Yeah.
Franchise.
Well, look, I will say this though. I will say this. With me saying that, you know, the marketing's felt very sterile, stuff like that. There's not been a lot there to capture my imagination, my attention. I will say this. I haven't seen much in the trailers that have turned me off. Like, I'm not seeing a lot that's getting me invested and getting me excited. But like, I also haven't seen anything in the trailers that made me go, Oh, are they going to do that? Like, I haven't seen anything yet that has
Right.
actively turned me off. Like the stuff with, what's the name of the damn cat again? I've loved everything with the cat.
The Flurkin.
Besides a lack of something good, have you seen anything that has actively kind of turned you off yet?
No.
I call it sterile so far. So
Yeah.
hopefully the movie can do it, hoping that, look, there's something fundamentally wrong with you as a moron if you go into a movie hoping it's bad. It's like, what the fuck? So obviously
Right.
we're going in hope of Ms. Marvel. We're coming off Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Well, no, we're coming off of Secret Invasion. But from the movie. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your